So let's talk Pod, a 2015 horror sci-fi movie, or as I affectionately call it, Arguing the Movie. So this is one of these kind of independent horror films that had quite a lot of buzz up until its release, and I was quite sort of anticipating watching it, but I have to say I was a little less than impressed with this film. Now, the central premise for this one is it focuses on three siblings, one of which is this kind of like guy who's got post-traumatic stress and he's kind of like holed up in the wilderness somewhere. And his older brother and younger sister basically sort of come together to try and kind of see what's going on and trying to give him some help. And then when they get there in this kind of out the way sort of cabin in the woods, basically he thinks he's got some kind of creature trapped in the basement, and he's claiming that it's some kind of government experiment. And of course, has he got something in the basement, or is he just kind of losing his marbles? As you can probably guess, there probably is something in the basement. Otherwise, you wouldn't have a movie. But we never really explain its origins, and it kind of goes on a little bit further than that. But to be honest with you, the first hour of this film, literally the first hour of this film, is just this kind of, these three siblings are literally arguing. And, I appreciate you have to kind of build up a bit of character development and all that. And I've seen a lot of films do this, but that's all they do. That's literally all they do. I mean, you have like... films where you have a bit of character development, but then you can maybe see a little bit of a flash of the creature and something will happen. But no, the first hour of this film is literally just these three people, going back and forth, arguing with another for just literally nearly the whole hour. And I've got to say, it gets a little boring. They do try and have a few creepy moments where they use camera tricks and editing to sort of show you the basement door, but you don't see actually anything. So it's just like, okay, great, you can use some kind of like sound effects and some music and stuff, but you never actually see things. So there's no kind of tension. And when we actually do get to the last kind of 20 minutes or so, unfortunately although it's not bad, I have to say the last 20 minutes isn't too bad when we actually do see the kind of the horror elements. It's such a... If you look at the film as a whole, it doesn't cut the mustard, unfortunately. So when we do get to see the creature, I won't go into too much and kind of what it is and all that, but it kind of looks like a bit of a kind of a zombie-looking sort of creature, and there is a little bit of a twist on there as well. And I have to say, I kind of saw the twist coming. So, although I kind of enjoyed the last 20 minutes, and I have to say, even though I thought the first hour or so did drag and was kind of basically quite unnecessary, that could have been edited down to sort of 20 minutes and then had other stuff to do for the kind of the remaining 40. That would have been a lot better movie as a whole, but it kind of felt like it should have been like a Twilight Zone episode or something like that, because there really wasn't enough story to fill a movie. And it's not a long movie, but if you have a film that is relatively short but has so much padding, it's not a good sign, unfortunately. But when we do see stuff, I'd say it's effective. Even though the characters kind of start grating on you, I still thought the performances were okay. The locations are all very good and everything like that. So it's a shame that the script just wasn't a little bit better. And we just spent so long on this first kind of like 3/4 of this film, which seemed totally unnecessary, unfortunately. So I have to say, even though I enjoyed the large portion of this film, the vast majority of this film was completely unnecessary. So I'm going to give this movie a 5 out of 10. Have you seen it? What did you think of it? Leave me a comment, and I will look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.